8 million immigrants passed through this building, one of which was Donald Trump's grandfather, Frederick Trump. This was the first immigration center in America, and it can be found at the tip of Lower Manhattan. Okay, let me explain. This is Castle Clinton, and it was originally built in 1811 as a fort to defend New York Harbor against the British. Between 1855 and 1890, the building was repurposed to be America's very first immigration center before Ellis Island was built. Again, during that time period, over 8 million immigrants passed through here. Even today, over 100 million Americans can trace their roots back to this very building. One of those Americans being Donald Trump. In 1855, Donald Trump's grandfather arrived right here in the United States for the very first time in pursuit of a better life. Donald Trump's would-be grandfather, Frederick Trump, was then a 16-year-old German barber looking to escape mandatory military service and poverty in search of a better life in America. Alright, so back to more history about the building. So, Castle Clinton wasn't intended for immigration. It was built in 1811 as a fort to defend New York Harbor against the British. At one time, the structure contained 28 cannons just in case any pesky British ships showed up. Finally, England chilled out and we no longer needed this fort to defend the harbor. That's when this structure became America's very first beer garden. Then in 1855, the structure was repurposed into America's very first immigration facility. So Castle Clinton now sits on land that is part of Manhattan, but it wasn't always like that. It used to be a standalone island. Let me explain. So here is what that would have looked like. As you can see, it was a standalone island with a 200-foot bridge connecting it to the rest of Manhattan. But over time, they used landfills to connect the island to the rest of Manhattan. Eventually, Ellis Island was built and the immigration center was moved over there. So post the immigration center, somehow this place used to be an aquarium. And fast forward to today, the structure is used as a ticket center for the boats that get you to the Statue of Liberty. I feel like this space deserves better. Yeah, if you're in New York City, you should definitely check out Castle Clinton. It has some insane history. And as always, follow Johnny Murtaugh for more.